Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. My name is Sudhir and you are watching Study with Sudhir. I hope all of you are doing well. This is India's digital classroom and we are starting something very interesting today. आज से हम quiz time शुरू कर रहे हैं. A series of quiz for ICSE class 10 students to prepare them for the ICSE semester 2 board examinations. और ये एक तरह से टीजर है. अगर आपको ऐसे काफी सारे टेस्ट पेपर्स चाहिए जो कि क्वालिटी टेस्ट पेपर्स हो जहां पर क्वेश्चंस रिपीट ना होते हुए हो, अगर हम 400 क्वेश्चंस की बात करें तो 400 अलग क्वेश्चंस हो, नॉट क्वेश्चंस दैट आर गोइंग ऑन रिपीटिंग, questions both in MCQ format as well as subjective format, questions both in chapter wise format as well as total board pattern format, then check out the SWS app. The link is in the description box. All these subjects are there. Chemistry and English language will start by the weekend. All the others are already there on the SWS app. Maths has as many as 25 papers. Physics, literature, biology, history, civics, all of them have 20 papers. So there is a lot which is there. Agar ye padh lo, and if you are part of the SWS app, the big advantage, and that's why I call it India's digital classroom, because along with this SWS test papers, if you are part of the SWS courses, what you also get are the pre-board papers of students. So for instance, if you are a student from Chennai, for example, you get to see the pre-board paper of a school in, say, Ludhiana, or in Kolkata, or in Mumbai, or in Gorakhpur, right? So in that sense, you get an idea about how school teachers in different parts of the country are actually setting their papers, and that's a huge bonus. So आपको और कोई भी जगह पर test papers लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, okay? And in our test papers, the answer key will tell you exactly how to write your answers, the perfect answers in order to get a 3 on 3 or a 4 on 4, okay? Let's now get started. This is going to be interesting. What is collectively responsible to the house of the people? अब यहां पर दो प्रश्न पूछे गए हैं, समझे? यहां पर दो प्रश्न पूछे गए हैं. पहले तो आपको समझना पड़ेगा ये हाउस ऑफ द पीपल क्या है. You need to know that we are referring to the Lok Sabha, not to the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is the upper house, the house of elders, or the house of the states. The house of the people is the Lok Sabha. So which will be the correct answer? The correct answer will be the Council of Ministers. Now some of you may think, अरे कैबिनेट भी तो हो सकता है ना, I mean Prime Minister or Speaker तो नहीं होगा, तो कैबिनेट भी तो part of Council of Ministers, and that's why SWS is different, because now we will tell you, give you more extra information on why it will not be cabinet. और कैबिनेट की collective responsibility की जब हम बात करते हैं तो उसमें और इसमें क्या अंतर है? Okay, are you ready for the extra information? If you understand it, see, because I have covered governments, governance, politics, political parties, elections for the last 30 years, so there is a lot of understanding. It's not textbook knowledge. मैं textbook यहाँ पे लगा के पढ़ाता नहीं हूँ, okay? मैं textbook में से सीधा चेप के पढ़ाता नहीं हूँ. It's also I give you examples with my own understanding that will make it easy for you, ताकि आपको रटना ना पड़े. ये हिस्ट्री सीरीज को रटने की जरूरत नहीं है. The same goes for English literature. The collective responsibility of the cabinet, इसको आप समझिए. Collective responsibility means that all the ministers are bound by the collective decisions made by the cabinet. I'll give you an example. Suppose समझिए कि कैबिनेट में इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स, आजकल काफी बात हो रही है, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स पॉलिसी के ऊपर एक डिसीजन लेना है. हमारे ट्रांसपोर्ट मिनिस्टर कौन है यूनियन के? नितिन गडकरी. Nitin Gadkari may think that, okay, he does not agree with 2 of the 8 decisions which are being discussed by the cabinet, the things which are being discussed. He may have a difference of opinion which he will express within the cabinet. The discussions will take place within the cabinet. The arguments will take place within the cabinet. But once the decision is taken by the cabinet, बाहर आकर नितिन गडकरी या एनवायरमेंट मिनिस्टर, आई थिंक भूपेंद्र यादव हो, they will come and defend the decision of the cabinet. That is the collective decisions made by the cabinet. So ministers act with and on behalf of their cabinet colleagues. You know कि I am going to defend कि होम मिनिस्ट्री का कोई डिफेंस हो, कोई डिसीजन हो, तो I will defend that, right? So ministers must seek cabinet approval for their proposals before making any public announcement. अपने आप नहीं कर सकते. India, government of India is not a private limited company, right? So we have to take the ministers have to take the approval of the cabinet before they make any public announcement. समझ में आ गया? So this is the collective responsibility of the cabinet, which is a little different from the collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers. Please remember this. Second question, the High Court judges are appointed by the Law Minister, the President of India, the Chief Justice of India or the Governor of that state. Okay, now इसमें आप Law Minister को तो आप निकाल देंगे, इन तीनों में confusion होने के chances हैं. So please remember the High Court judges, just like the Supreme Court judges, are appointed by the President of India. Okay, so option B is correct. Now, the governor of that particular state is the one who swears in the High Court judges. For instance, नए High Court judges, Madras High Court में नए judges को appoint किया जाता है. तो who will do the swearing in ceremony for those judges? It will be the governor of Tamil Nadu. अगर बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट में नए जजेस की नियुक्ति होती है तो उनका स्वेरिंग इन सेरेमनी विल बी कंडक्टेड बाय द गवर्नर ऑफ महाराष्ट्र. समझ में आ गया? बट अपॉइंटमेंट इज डन बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. दिस नुआंसेस, दिस स्लाइट टेक्निकलिटी डिफरेंसेस को आप याद रखिएगा. ओके, आगे चलते हैं. द नंबर ऑफ जजेस ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक्सक्लूडिंग द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया इज 30, 31, 33, 34. ओके, नाउ काफी सारे टेक्स्ट बुक्स में 30 आंसर लिखा होगा, लेकिन सिविक्स इज अ डायनामिक सब्जेक्ट, राइट? आपको अभी क्या हो रहा है इसके बारे में जानकारी होनी चाहिए. ये नहीं कि टेक्स्ट बुक में क्या लिखा है वही सत्य ज्ञान है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. एंड आई विल टेल यू द करेक्ट आंसर इज 33. और इसमें आप ध्यान रखिए, यहां पे लिखा है एक्सक्लूडिंग द चीफ जस्टिस, इंक्लूडिंग नहीं, एक्सक्लूडिंग द चीफ जस्टिस. सो इस तरह के वर्ड्स पर ध्यान दीजिएगा. ओके, इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन मैं देता हूं. We will give you everything. So this is a quiz cum explanation. The number of Supreme Court judges, हुआ ये था, मैं मोटी मोटी बात बताता हूं. 1956 के सुप्रीम कोर्ट नंबर ऑफ जजेस एक्ट के मुताबिक 30 judges plus the Chief Justice of India. So 30 plus 1 were the number of judges in the Supreme Court of India. 2019 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट नंबर ऑफ जजेस अमेंडमेंट बिल को लाया गया. एनडीए की सरकार, जब रविशंकर प्रसाद लॉ मिनिस्टर थे, ही इंट्रोड्यूस्ड द सुप्रीम कोर्ट नंबर ऑफ जजेस अमेंडमेंट. दैट इज यू आर अमेंडिंग द एक्ट, यू आर अमेंडिंग द एक्ट. और उस एक्ट के मुताबिक the strength was increased from 30 to 33. So now it is 33 plus the Chief Justice of India, CJI. So that's why excluding the Chief Justice of India था, तो इसलिए it will be 33. Okay? मेरे को एक स्टूडेंट ने पूछा था कि चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया और चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कोई अंतर है? बिल्कुल अंतर नहीं है. द चीफ जस्टिस इज रेफर्ड टू एज द सीजीआई, द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया. ओके, समझ में आ गया? आगे चलते हैं. फोर्थ क्वेश्चन, द प्रेसिडेंट कैन इशू ऑर्डिनेंस व्हेन? ऑन द एडवाइस ऑफ द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट? नहीं. व्हेन वन ऑफ द हाउसेस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट इज नॉट इन सेशन, ऑन द ऑर्डर्स ऑफ द कैबिनेट, ऑन द एडवाइस ऑफ द स्पीकर. ओके, इसमें कंफ्यूज मत होइए, बिकॉज कैबिनेट विल प्रिपेयर द ऑर्डिनेंस. प्रेसिडेंट तो बैठ के नहीं लिखेगा ना, तो कैबिनेट विल प्रिपेयर. बट यहां पर ऑर्डर्स लिखा है. नोबडी कैन ऑर्डर द प्रेसिडेंट. प्रेसिडेंट इज द हेड ऑफ द कंट्री, राइट? Even if he is a nominal head, but he is the executive head in whose name all the orders are issued. So ये तो orders word नहीं होगा. तो इसलिए when one of the houses of parliament is not in session, the ordinance is issued. Okay? आगे चलते हैं. Any dispute over the election of the president is decided by impeachment, by the Supreme Court, High Court, no confidence motion. No confidence motion तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर और मिनिस्टर्स गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट आता है in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. High Court, no. So is it impeachment or Supreme Court? Many students can make the mistake of writing impeachment thinking ये removal की बात है. Removal की बात नहीं हो रही है बंधु, यहां पर election की बात हो रही है. Okay? So please remember these small things. Question को ठीक से पढ़ना. Question को ठीक से पढ़ना, उसमें गलती मत करना. All these questions can also come in the subjective in the long format. Okay? So election is the thing, so it will be decided by the Supreme Court. अगर किसी को कोई आपत्ति हो कि इसका चुनाव ठीक से नहीं हुआ प्रेसिडेंट का, तो हमें ऑब्जेक्शन है, so he or she can go to the Supreme Court challenging the election of the President of India. The dash may or may not hold independent charge of any portfolio, but they may be invited to attend the cabinet meetings if required. कौन? Chief Ministers, Ministers of State, Deputy Ministers, Cabinet Ministers. अरे Cabinet Ministers तो already होंगे, right? Chief Ministers को क्यों बुलाएंगे, right? So the Ministers of State, and I'll give you again an example. Let's say an example. For instance, Minister of State for Tourism in the country. It's not a cabinet post. It is a Minister of State independent charge post, and that is held by G. Kishan Reddy, who is the MP from Secunderabad. Okay. Now, Kishan Reddy, if there is a major tourism के concerned policy matter को discuss करना हो cabinet में, if India is coming up with an India tourism policy, so obviously the tourism minister will have to make the presentation. But problem ये यहाँ पे है कि जब tourism minister is a minister of state and not a cabinet minister, so in such a circumstance he will be invited to attend that particular cabinet meeting जहां पर ये discussion होनी हो, जहां पर ये policy decision लेना हो, agenda पर हो. Okay, so the correct answer will be the ministers of state. Ministers of state है, minister of states नहीं है. States minister of state होगा तो ऐसा होगा जैसे गुजरात का होम मिनिस्टर, समझ गए? It's ministers of state, MOS बोलते हैं. When the Chief Justice of India is unable to perform the duties of his office, actually यहाँ पे word temporarily भी use add होना चाहिए. So these are the four options. So what the president will do, he will appoint another judge of the Supreme Court as acting Chief Justice. लेकिन अगर he passes away while he is Chief Justice, or he is terribly unwell that he cannot come back to office, in that kind of a circumstance, the president can appoint a new Chief Justice. But यहाँ के लिए answer अगर यहाँ पे word temporarily भी add किया हो, so this will be the correct option B कि acting Chief Justice. कोई और उस समय के लिए जब तक वे ऑफिस अटेंड नहीं कर पाते हैं तब तक के लिए somebody else will be the acting Chief Justice. Last question. Identify the incorrect statement. पढ़ो जरा, ध्यान से पढ़ो. Read the question carefully and then I will tell the answer. President appoints the Prime Minister. Nominated MPs of Rajya Sabha can vote in the election of the President. Nominated MPs of Rajya Sabha can vote in the election of the Vice President. Nominated MPs of Rajya Sabha can vote in the impeachment proceedings of the President. Okay. Now, please remember one thing. इसमें जरा ध्यान से सुनिए. ये तो ठीक ही है. Prime Minister को तो appoint President ही करता है. Whoever is elected as the leader of the Legislature party after election, the Prime Minister, he becomes the Prime Minister. The President invites him to form the government, right? Vice President का जो election है, उसमें nominated MPs जो 12 राज्यसभा के MPs हैं, जिसके बारे में आपने पहले पढ़ा था, term 1, semester 1 में, they can vote. प्रेसिडेंट का जब इलेक्शन आता है तब ये एमपीस वोट नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो यहां पे करेक्ट ऑप्शन बी है. लेकिन अगर प्रेसिडेंट को इंपीच करना हो देन these MPs can vote. ये थोड़ा अजीब सा है, but that's the way it is. Okay, according to the Constitution of India, they cannot vote in the election, but they can vote in the impeachment of the president. कि अंदर आने के लिए वोट नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन अगर बाहर भेजना हो तो ये 12 MPs, nominated MPs जो हैं वे वोट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वाइस प्रेसिडेंट के इलेक्शन में they can vote. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the first quiz. Please write in the comment section whether you found it useful. अगर useful लगा तो और करेंगे, नहीं तो टाटा bye bye. But if you want more of it, and I can assure you of its fantastic quality of the test papers prepared by our educators, check out the SWS app, link in the description box. Download कीजिए and check out the free test papers which are there. अच्छा लगे तो you can enroll into the test papers course. Tata, bye bye, take care.